Well, hello, mamas. Welcome back. Um, how is everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone had a drama-free Thanksgiving. But hello, Tara. What's going on?
Hi. Hi. Yes, welcome back. It's been a little over a week since we talked last. And so to you and all the mamas out there, hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, filled with gratitudes with friends and family. And yeah, hope it was drama free. Hope no turkeys were flying around the kitchen this year, although
Oh,
I'm sure there were.
oh my gosh, yes. And I mean, we're in like full-blown Christmas. I have my tree
Yep.
up. We have it
Yep.
all. I'm still like decorating some of it, but a lot of it's up. And actually, the way that we have to reconfigure the living room here for Christmas is like a better pod setup. Although I feel like I'm like right set in front of like front and center of everything. But
It's good. I think I need to find my ideal background, but since I was running behind schedule today, as most mamas do, although you couldn't tell it by listening and
somehow
looking at us, right?
I like your lip. I like your lip.
You like my lip, thanks. She just joined me a couple minutes ago. Um, so, all right. So, hope Thanksgiving was good for everybody. It's a huge travel day. It is, I think, some of the biggest travel days of the year, certainly in the States. I had a bunch of friends over here who went back and forth. But on, I think, the backside of Thanksgiving, did you get to enjoy any of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? And if so, what were your just go-tos? I find it very overwhelming, honestly, but you're so good at this. I want to hear how you scored.
It is overwhelming. I did order a bunch of things. Actually, because everything started so early, I this deal started in mid-November that I was actually
I
buying
know.
things. And then I don't know, I have in my head that all the companies are like, okay, people are ordering mid-November. We're going to ship these out as soon as possible. So of course, every single thing came while I was up in New
Oh
Jersey.
gosh.
So
Really?
I have like three neighbors who are picking up stuff. Um, Actually, it's kind of funny because we were here until Thursday morning, and one of our neighbors, they were in the same spot because they had already left because their kids didn't have school all week, and she asked me to go pick up a package and put it in her house. And then when I got to the steps and I went to go pick up the package, like there's refrigerate immediately. And I'm like, do you want me to put this in the refrigerator? And she's like, I'm like, I can. I'm like, if you're giving me the code to your house, I might as well go in. She's like, okay, it's my Ozempic. Can you just? I
Obsessed.
was like, we don't want this to get stolen from Food
No, for sure. That's a commodity. I thought you were going to say she bought like half a cow for Christmas or something, like my
No,
sister. She went to like a
no.
good
The
food
Ozempic
party.
orders were coming in. The cyber deals were coming in.
Awesome.
It was just, neighbors. It takes a village. But no. So deals. I didn't get any major. There's just some things that I like picked up for the kids. Some pajamas. Some like little anthro, like little kind of white elephant $25 under gifts and whatnot that I knew were coming up. Other than that, I didn't really like consume myself with all of it.
Yeah, I find that every year at Christmas, we've got my birthday, then Luca's birthday, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas that I just get very overwhelmed. And then I'm so mad at myself come the holiday season when I'm like rushing to put it all together and thinking, why didn't I take advantage of these like 50% off deals? But um, we don't need anything this year. And so I'm sort of boycotting all of it. And then it's just really bananas because I just think, moving over here and just watching or yeah, sort of watching like how I got my hands on certain things 4 years ago when I was visiting Steve over the summer versus how I get my hands on things now. It's like everything is so instant.
Mhm.
And, with Instagram and all this, like I just buy whatever I want throughout the year. And I feel like so does the rest of my family.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Although my mother was so cute. I'm gonna read you her text. It's so funny. It wasn't in all capital letters like most of them are, but for Christmas, I would like an ornament with your family pic from Shutterfly.
I love that.
Okay, Mom. It's coming. So cute. It was just so just to the point. No like pleasantries, like, hi honey. It's just like I want this. But I appreciate it. So yeah, I didn't really I don't know. I mean, the day's not over. Cyber Monday seems to be good deals, like 50% off deals and stuff. I will say you've seen me wearing this shirt twice now. Wear this shirt. That's proper grammar. Um, and it's from Sweaty Betty. Do you like that brand?
That's very British, right? It's
Well,
like a
it's Sweaty Betty London. Yeah, it is. But it's also like athletic wear. And so we wear it in the gym. And I love my Sweaty Betty leggings. You've seen me wear them hundreds of times. I've had them for years. But I just got this sort of like a cashmere-ish, but not like long sleevey, just really yummy, warm like tee. And I'm like loving this color right now. So I was in Harrods yesterday, window shopping with my husband, and it's just like a fun thing to do every Christmas. I mean, the people that shop in there are dressed to the hilt. It's just so fun to people watch in general. But we were walking through like the bag section, and this is very in right now. It's called Barolo, and so I'm like buying everything in that color. Like
it's like a
Barolo, the wine,
wine. It's like a wine, or
the
is
wine
it?
color. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Does it look brown
It
to
looks a
you?
little brown. I wasn't sure if it
Yeah.
was red or brown, but do you see my ribbons?
Are they Barolo?
Yeah, they're like an oxblood. So I'm doing red. So last year I did like the Williamsburg blue.
And
Williams-
green.
And this year I have like the deep red ribbons. So yeah,
Good. Well, I'll match your when I come to your party. I'll match your ribbons.
I love that.
I'm like going head to toe. I like love this color. I'm an earth tone, so I'm like very excited that it's in and you can see it everywhere. But anyway, I saw this bag in Harrods yesterday that I was like, I want that so bad. And Steve's like, no. You are getting nothing couture for a little while. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
well, hold on. Well, what brand was it? What brand was it? Was it a British brand or is it?
No, I'm gonna look it up. You're gonna know it. Put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to it.
Well, it made
Um,
me think of, have you seen the new Burberry ads? So
maybe.
there's so this is really cool. With I think what they're doing is that so there's two kind of like models, and they go into it's like a fast food restaurant, and oh my gosh, who is the woman? She's British. She played Queen Elizabeth on The Crown for like the long
Mm,
Coleman. Eliz-
yeah, I like her.
And so she's kind of the she's the cash register. She's like she's like fish and chips, and she's like extremely like quintessential British. And
Yeah.
the whole like idea of the campaign was like you don't have to like look stylish and to wear like good clothing to just to
Mm,
fancy events. Like every day can be like an elevated experience, even if you're just like grabbing fast food. And I don't know, I really like that.
yeah.
I'm like
That's like the European thing. Is like, oh, it was Bottega
Vanetta.
Veneta. Yeah,
Yeah.
obsessed. And it was called
Was it
American Gigolo.
woven? Was it
It's
like a
woven. Yeah, I have that little black one. And then this one's a little bit bigger. It's Barolo and it's called the American Gigolo. It's from 1975. So it's like very just it's kind of retro, which I'm into. But I'm not gonna get it. So we'll just look at pictures at it for a while. And
we're
she
gonna
said it's in
manifest it. We're gonna
yeah. Well,
manifest.
right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll start to figure out how to pay for things myself right now. Not that I didn't. For the mamas out there, I just want you to know that Kelly and I are not solely dependent on our husbands. Like we are very independent, creative, resourceful, intelligent, educated women who just happen to be taking a beat because our kids are more than a full-time job. And that's it. Um, so anyway, so yeah, Bottega. That's what it was. All
Okay.
right. Yeah,
Wish
it
list.
was. I know my wish list.
Well, you know what? I think also especially good for your husband is to have a list of things that you like.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to
You
call
should
you every year.
have a notes app. You guys should have a shared notes app, and that could be in there versus. Or
Uh,
the next time he asks me, I can put potato
you
banana.
just point him in the drawer, just send him the link, just like here, it's all
Here we
on
go.
here.
Here we go.
I mean, I think the notes is sort of all right. So my husband, not
Steve.
to get too, yeah, my husband Steve. So not to get too serious too fast. I've mentioned this on podcasts in the past that my son and my husband both have diagnosed ADHD, and they are now on me to get diagnosed. And so I think it's funny when you say, now I have all these things because my Instagram and my social just listens to me all the time. And so now it's like, oh, do you know that you're a woman in her 40s or 50s who has undiagnosed ADHD? You have all the following 20 signs. I'm like, oh, yeah. And so it's funny when you say, do you have a notes page? I mean, that's the kind of thing that we're like, we need a notes page. And then we start it. And then the execution is just like, you know,
Yeah.
but we tried anyway. So.
Yeah.
So anything that you want, what are you asking Santa Baby for this year? Anything?
I am not asking. Actually, I don't know if we talked about this in a previous episode, but for my birthday, Jeff actually got me a mahjong set.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he got me a mahjong set, and it was really sweet. It was from Anthropology, and I was so excited. I was really surprised because we're not really gift givers.
No, you're not.
We're not at all. But he told Marielle what it was, and I was really surprised. But so he got me this mahjong set. It's really cute, except that one was very like New York City themed, and I felt that I love New York, but I'm not like I don't think you look at me and are like, oh, New York City, yellow cab, like Big Apple, like Empire State Building. So I actually found this other one from which I'm balancing the computer on right now. So I'm looking like the box because I just have like the tiles. Um, so it's like Oh My Mahjong, and it's actually the Taylor version, but it's not like it's not Taylor Swift. It's like very. There's this Nantucket one that I really liked, and this one is very like they have ginger jars and like little hydrangeas and like little like Shimari like dogs on it and whatnot, and so it's really cute.
It's American, not
It's
Chinese.
American.
It's
It's
American.
American.
Yeah.
I can barely play. I mean, not like I can barely play. I don't think I'm ready for Chinese mahjong, but yeah. So now I have a set. Now I just have to get my
That's
2020
awesome.
card, and yeah.
So do you play? Okay, so for our listeners, Kelly plays Mahjong with a bunch of lovely ladies on the hill. Do you play every week or every month or?
No, there's a mahjong group, and sometimes like there's some people who are completely into it, and then there are people who like know how to play and show up. And they've been having some like really cute like little like holiday things. Like I think they had Maj giving after Friendsgiving,
I love that.
right? Or
So
like
cute.
Cinco de Mahjong, or like little things. But it's more like sometimes it's really great because there'll just be a text that goes out and it's, hey, does anyone want to get a couple games in between 6 o'clock and 7:46 before I have to go like pick up kids from blah 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 blah.
God, you guys are so cute. You're like the old men playing chess in the park. Let's just
Yeah,
get a quick game in.
yeah. It's like a lightning, like, and so
Lightning
depending
round.
on how many people show up, you can have like people on the sides waiting, and then they always, I mean, this group, I don't know if this is like a mahjong thing or just something that they started, was they always have like gummies or like the candy. And yeah.
I love that. So
Yeah.
wholesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think so. Okay. Um, I love that. I actually was thinking I want to just like give a little shout to like our younger selves. So, and this sort of segues into it a little bit. I was getting a lymphatic massage
Oh, I
on,
love this lymphatic massage.
yes.
I love it.
So I want to talk about like all that stuff for our listeners because I think it's interesting. My son makes fun of me though. He's like, Mom, does it like affect your lymphatic system? I'm like, can you stop? I don't discuss it that much. But um But anyway, I was thinking about our younger selves, and I want to sort of give a shout out to the like young mamas out there who might like be in little land still. Um, and I feel like life was just really hard back then. I feel like, your social crew was like maybe some of those people that are still in the restaurant, like we talked about last week, like, you're in this sort of really weird place. I don't know about you, but Steve learned to make like mixed cocktails when Luca was 4, and it was super dangerous. We got into like a really bad cycle of just doing that every weekend. And now I feel like, here we are coming out of it. We've got like 10 to 13-year-olds, and life just does get easier for the younger moms out there. It does. And I think what you do with this crew in your Mahjong group is like things don't have to be over engineered to be like impactful. I heard recently that you need like 8 minutes of time with like a friend just to sort of like clear the zhush that's like in you or in your brain, or that you might just be like, stressing over. And so it doesn't have to always be like your closest friend. Like it can be like someone at Mahjong or someone at Pilates or someone on the PTA. Like it doesn't have to be your bestie all the time that you sort of process that shit with. Can I say shit on the podcast?
I think so.
Okay.
I feel like
But
I've
I
done
think,
this.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, we swear. So, but we're wholesome. So anyway, I love this for you because it's not over engineered. It's like you don't have to plan it. It's just like, what am I doing right this second? I'm gonna go. You know?
Yeah. And I think that sometimes it's really beneficial to have just people that you have like a common interest in, or like if you
Totally.
play tennis with somebody and you could talk about tennis, and it doesn't have to be, layers and layers deep, where, maybe you'll throw out something to them, but it doesn't get into like a therapy session, but the
Right.
fact that you're doing something together and you're connecting with someone is the therapy, is the therapy.
Absolutely. Totally.
Just like relieves pressure sometimes, like when you think you may just be hanging out with someone and then they're offloading on you.
Like, why does this always happen to me?
No.
I mean, I feel you, sister.
Ah. All right. Well, speaking of offloading in the holidays, thankfully that did not happen to me in New Jersey. But one thing I wanted to tell you, which was so hysterical, that I mean, this is like a short story, but it's just so funny. Like having Irish, like having like an Irish parent, or like and Thanksgiving is just so hard on those people who really like to eat. Like if you don't care about food and you are from an Irish like background, it is totally fine. We're driving into Jersey, and I say to Jeff, and I go, could you imagine all of the Italian, like the Italian Thanksgivings right there? He's like, just like with a side of lasagna somewhere. I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's so brutal that like that's what I'm driving into, and I know it's gonna be nothing like what we're coming into your
He
house.
is right. He's right.
Which set us up absolutely perfectly, because like my stepdad's niece comes in and she has a new boyfriend, and he starts talking about his Thanksgiving, and he's Italian, he's from Jersey. I feel like my accent is going to start coming out. I might start sounding very like Staten Islandy when this happens. So listeners, forgive me, but it is just that's my like latent like accent. But anyway,
Forgive you. Love you. Go. Love it.
so he starts talking, and I'm like, oh God, please! I don't think Jeff can handle this conversation. He says that him and his nonna and all his aunts would get together and make ravioli on Thanksgiving, and they used to make so much ravioli, and people would eat so much of it that they wouldn't eat Thanksgiving dinner, that they actually had to extract it and have it become a separate holiday called Ravioli Night.
Ah.
And Jeff was like, I can't even handle this. I can't handle this conversation. Which then led to, so he decided he was going to make his own little like Lebanese stuffing. like, which is basically it's lamb, but he brought up meat, he brought up rice, and he was just gonna make just a little side dish for him and like my kids. He takes one of my mother's pots, and all of a sudden he puts on the fire on the stove, and it starts cracking and it breaks.
Oh,
Like, and we're like, are these pots made to actually cook with? And she's like, I don't know. So then she
oh
finds,
no.
I'm like, this is the most Irish thing that you could possibly have. It's just like decorative pots that nobody even cooks in.
They don't cook in.
So then, so then they get
Nobody's
a
eating.
different
Everyone's
pot.
just drinking.
And and then he's like toasting pine nuts. And all of a sudden Marielle's like, Dad, and the spoon that they're using is melting. And I'm like, what is with nothing in this kitchen that could actually cook a proper meal?
This is this is a staged kitchen. These are not cooking
It's
utensils.
like a total Irish kitchen. It's like I have these things. I have no use for them. But
Oh, I love it.
this is what happens in a kitchen.
Oh my gosh. So was it like that growing up? I mean, was the
My mom
kitchen
never cooked. I cooked. Like I literally have
you
memories of
cooked?
being like hamburger helper. Yeah. She doesn't cook. I mean my grandparents cooked, but they cooked Polish food. And I don't like Polish food, but
Well, your mom worked hard. She was a nurse and she had
yeah. So
yeah.
she was working like 12-hour shifts and then like 3 days a week. And so it
Wow.
was making food on your own.
Well, my
Survival.
mom cooked and covered everything in Velveeta, so I don't know what is better.
That's my new
So,
hobby.
yeah, so we're still needing lymphatic drainage and lymphatic
Oh,
massages for all the sodium we consumed as children.
okay. Go back to your lymphatic. I'm sorry. I totally side railed you, but okay.
No,
So
are you kidding? You needed lymphatic massage after Thanksgiving. I mean, do you know we played so sorry, we're talking about some of the things from this week, but so we played trivia at Thanksgiving this week. Do you know how many calories people consume at Thanksgiving every year? Like like average, I should say. Just guess.
5,000.
Like 5,000. It's like a weekly allotment of calories that people just take down in one day, except for those that,
Not the Irish
split up.
household.
No, no, not your house. Well, the Italians are making up for, the average, eating all the ravioli before. It's so true. I mean, we used to go and do like a 3 o'clock, like at my friend Sandra Salva's house. We would do like a full Italian, like raviolis, lasagna, rigatoni, all the thing. And then like 3 hours later, they bring out the bird. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Um, anyway, so okay, I mean, I'm just all right. What about the characters? I mean, we have to just talk about the cast of characters that are in your life. Was anybody you had a 90-year-old uncle, grandfather, great grandfather,
That is my mom's uncle, Uncle Jerry.
90 something years old.
He's 93. He's been married for 70 years. He wasn't a huge part of my life growing up. His brother, who's older, my grandmother's brother, was. But my mom kind of reconnected with him and then invited him over. He was definitely, you know, I mean, this is kind of, I'm like, I don't know how I'm thinking about trying to say this like politically correct, right? So he's 93. And I think a lot of us get to a point in our lives where we just say whatever and do whatever. And he was just very like, look at all these beautiful women. I mean, so
Yeah.
I want a hug from you. And like he was doing this all above board, like in the middle of like 80 people. He wasn't just like in a corner creeping around, like totally weird. But there was a younger girl who was there at the Christmas, and she was just like, I cannot like handle this. I need to get away from this. Like what I saw everything he was doing. He was just like, but it's and
Like
I
Grandpa Simpson.
yeah, and you're just. I feel like when you're 46, I was saying to my sister-in-law, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this girl could not even survive like the 90s and like the shit that men would just say to you, like
Oh
how
my
many,
God, right?
right? Um, and it's obviously a generational thing, and
Totally.
it's better that men can't just be completely inappropriate all the time. But I do think that there's a little bit of like, if you're in your 90s, there's probably going to be some crazy shit that's going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, old men are, I have a lot of them in my family, and I love you all, but you're losing your marbles. Um, oh my God, you really are. But I think it's also like because there's so many wonderful men, like our husbands, and my brother-in-law, who I love dearly, who are very affectionate, and it's so genuine and it's so like just kind and nice. I remember one of the times we went to dinner right before we left, Jeff made a comment about women looking lovely, and he was like nervous. He was like, "Is that okay?" Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, over here, they say they call you lovely every day, which is actually quite delightful because even on days where you just look like your normal self, you're like, oh,
Hello,
thanks.
lovely.
Hello, lovely. Yeah, it's just, darling, yeah, you're right. And it's just so nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes the good guys get a little hesitant when we want them to be authentic and genuine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the dirty old men, I should say. They're in abundance right now. They are. Okay, so I had a lymphatic drainage massage, and I want to talk about this
Okay.
because, you know, I think it's like a thing that is now starting to make its way into our feeds in America. The Koreans have been doing this stuff forever. But I got this Instagram like thing, marketing thing, from this spa that this is like their jam. And do you know who Hannah Waddingham is?
Yes.
Yeah. So she follows this spa and
She's in
she's
Ted
like,
Lasso, and she's also in Game of Thrones. She's Bryn of. No, no, no. She's not in Game of Thrones.
no,
She's in Ted Lasso.
she's in Ted Lasso and she was in the like Christmas Spectacular last year. She was singing. But yeah, she's British, she's great. And she really likes this place. This place only has like two locations, and this is like the thing they do. So I took advantage of one of their like Black Friday things and I went and I had this thing done and it was so great. So I get out and I said to the girl, she goes, "Oh, hi, lovely. How was your service?" I said, "Oh, it's really great." I said, "It started out really just soft. She was putting all the oils on and letting them like soak into your skin. And the whole purpose of your lymph nodes are where everything drains and it's all over your body. And you have some sort of like main areas in your body where things kind of excrete, not to get disgusting. Um, but we get inflamed. I mean, things like sodium, especially alcohol, like all these things that are inflammatory affect you in so many ways. And it doesn't just affect like, oh, I feel smooshy or I feel fluffy. It's like I don't feel right. My stomach doesn't feel right, or I'm exhausted and I'm tired. I mean, there's so many symptoms that can come as a result of having inflammation, especially this time of year. So I'm really allergic to mold, and mold is like crazy right now over here. So I just went and had this thing done. So I get done, and the girl's like, "How was your service?" And I tell her it was great. She's like, "How about that slapping?" And I was like, I didn't know that was like, okay, can we talk about the slapping? So
Where did you
she
get slapped?
on my butt cheeks and they're like smacking them up and down. And she's like, it's really disturbing because they're moving so much. And I was like, I loved it. I was like, honestly, I just felt like she was getting everything out and in there. And it's part of like their technique. So much butt slapping. It was insane, but it was great. I mean, I felt good. I felt tired yesterday. I had to drink a lot of water. Do you do any of this stuff? Do you do like any of the
There is a place
use the
close
tools?
by that it's you can get lymphatic drainage, but I've always gotten a lymphatic and massage. So it's a massage and a lymphatic.
Like up here?
We'll do stuff like, press into your armpit and like, loosen you up, but then also rub you. I have not got my butt slapped, I could tell you that.
It was a first for me.
Yeah. But like you'll see on socials, definitely like the younger crew will be like, they'll show like a girl in a bikini with like abs and like, you don't look, the only reason why you don't look like this is because you don't get lymphatic drainage. And so, like, I think a lot of people will really try to be like, I'm going on vacation and I want like my abs to pop.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, there's definitely like a whole like let's get snatched element to it too. But you still have to like eat well and work out. You can't just go get these things. You have
yeah.
to do all of this stuff. But which is a good segue. Do you have so one of the things I was reading about just like healthy lifestyles is Jennifer Aniston, I think it's her, sort of lives by this 80-20 rule where she's like really good 80% of the time, works out, eats right, drinks her water, and then 2 days a week or 20% of the time she's just like, I don't care. I'm not as like mathematical about it, but I sort of live like that. I feel like you sort of live like that
Yeah.
too. Within reason. We're not eating like pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning or staying up super late, but like we'll go out and like have some chimichurri on our steak and a bottle of red wine or two and not feel bad about it the next day,
Yeah.
or a magnum if Jeff's coming over beforehand. Um, so yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting just like I like to quantify everything, to sort of quantify it that way for our listeners, just to sort of think about, because I think a lot of people come up to you and go, what do you eat? Like, how do you stay so fit? Blah, blah, blah. And again, it doesn't have to be so over engineered. So how do you feel about that? I guess the 20% leading into the lymphatic drainage massages.
Well, I actually did like a post recently about this. And one thing that always stuck with me is that at one point I read this book, like French Women Don't Get Fat. And I don't know how
Yeah.
well that book has aged, but it kind of, the one thing that my main takeaway from that is that I don't want to think of food and eating as data. Like, I don't want to be
Right.
like, this has X amount of macros, this has this amount of salt, and this is like, I cannot handle low fat dairy. Like, if I'm going to
Yeah.
eat a piece of cheese, like, give me the cheese.
Right.
Um, but I can't eat a block of cheese
No.
and sit there and be like, why do I not feel that great? So I think that just like enjoying food and being a person who enjoys food, and I like, it's just so much better than somebody who, I don't know, is just like obsessed about it. And then I felt like that saying of whatever you kind of focus on expands. So if you're just constantly being like, I can't eat this, I have this many calories a day, and I have to like blah 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 blah. That's all I'm thinking about. It's then all I want to do is eat, right?
Yeah, 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 right. It's all you're thinking about is food all the time. So
And I
true.
feel like the stress of that
Mm,
impacts your body more. Again, I am not, listeners, this is not medical advice whatsoever. This is like,
no, this is how
going
Tara and
on
Kelly live their
vibes.
lives.
This
Yeah,
is your this is your vibe wellness check.
yeah,
But I feel like, if you're stressed about stuff and your body's in a fight or flight mode and you're constantly scared about what you're going to eat and what you're going to do, then you're inevitably going to kind of mess up because you're not thriving, you know?
yeah. I mean, I love that. It's like you're spending too much time thinking about it, which cortisol is really bad, and that makes you feel yucky too. And I think like I just love this whole like stage of life where it's not over engineered, because I do think like the younger, because the stress levels are high when you're in your 30s. Like when you're starting your career and having babies, it's like crazy town, and especially for people who don't have family around them, and managing all of it is just so hard. And I think like when you're working, you almost have a tendency to over engineer your like outside life because you're so used to doing it at work.
Yeah.
um it's like I was in college and going to the gym twice a week or twice a day, which is like so unhealthy. And now it's just like fun. So I bring this up just because I do think, you have like a fit following, and I think it's important for women to know not to sort of stress about it, like to do this is my Libra talking, doing everything in a balanced way. Um, it's a happier life.
Hmm.
Enjoying your food is awesome. And then like it's okay just to eat a salad on a Monday with no color in it. It can just be all green. And then that's a yummy decision too. So anyway, I read that and I thought it was interesting. I think generally her math probably is right, but I don't sort of think about it that way.
Sure.
Um,
Well,
yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you for free that I was totally snatched last week after not eating all day and teaching 2 exercise classes and just eating like on a celebrity like bone broth diet before my
Yeah.
procedure.
Oh, I bet you were snatched. That's right. How did everything go?
It went well. I survived. It
You
was
survived.
crazy,
We don't
but
have to go into details.
I actually feel healthier. I do not want to go through that process again, but I did feel healthier, like flushing everything out of my body.
Totally.
In the middle of it, it was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know how graphic this is going to sound, but I
Katie Couric did it.
going back, just one thing I thought of in the middle of it, it was like a little nostalgia thing. And I mean, us growing up in the 90s and how bad the kind of like the food, like what was healthy and what wasn't healthy, and like the food environment, right? Because like fat was so bad for you, like nobody was eating fat. And I remember I would eat like an entire box of Stackwell cookies because
Because they were fat free.
they're fat free. It was just, the amount of things that I like, the
Yeah.
quantities of crap that I assumed in the label of fat free is just absolutely hysterical. And then, do you remember when Olestra came into the market?
Gave everyone diarrhea. Yeah.
Like imagine picking up a piece, like it was like you got Doritos and you're like, I
Yeah.
can eat Doritos now. And on it, it says this consuming this may cause anal leakage.
Leakage. That's right. Dude,
And I'm like,
that's so
this is what
gross.
people were doing in the 90s.
Oh my
Like, everyone's
God.
glorifying the 90s right now, and it's so cool and whatnot. But this is the stuff that they leave out is like a less, like labels of this
Oh,
food will give you
leakage.
anal leakage.
So nasty. Oh my God, it's so true. We were consuming that and so much NutraSweet. I mean, just like all the things. So I have to tell you something. So in Buffalo, I did an internship at this company called International Fiber Corporation. And International Fiber Corporation essentially shreds all different kinds of trees. So there's like bamboo and I mean, just all this shit. And they essentially make filler. And filler is what your hot dog casings are made out of. It's what that powder and shredded cheese is made out of. It's what fat free everything is made out of. So you were basically consuming like
Like plastics and wood.
an undigestible, like something that just would like pass straight through you and do nothing. It's like it's not fat free. It just has less fat and some bamboo. I
Oh
mean, yeah.
my gosh. That's like we watched Christmas Vacation and Clark Griswold. I'm like, what is his job? He
I'm drinking
cooks.
a beer, by the way. It's 5:30 over here, guys. I
What, is
can't.
that your
Lucas, I'm sick.
non-alcoholic beer?
No, I'm drinking full alcoholic beer.
Okay. Punk
Brew
IPA.
punk IPAs. Yeah,
Is
it's
that a
really good.
British beer? Nice.
Mm-mm. It kind of is. I had to bring it to my International USA night because I couldn't find any like of the good stuff that Mikey and I drank in Colorado. So yeah, anyway, I'm drinking on camera, but it's okay. It's not like a Zoom meeting. I was feeling like a little nervous that I was going to get in trouble. It's not a Zoom
With
call.
water.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a little earlier for you. I mean, it is what,
Yeah.
5:48 p.m. here. So anyhow.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, one thing I don't know the listeners, I mean, this is a little bit how the sausage is made, but we're on like so many different time zones, just
Oh my
like
God.
doing
It's
this.
wild.
But
It's
we're maybe at
wild.
work.
I mean, it's just so fun. It's just so fun to be able to talk about the lack of drama in our lives, which is really funny.
Yeah.
I cut you off. You were going to finish something. Just finish what you were going to say, and then I
I
have
know.
to
I
share
was just
something
talking about how
comical.
snatched I was not eating all day for a
Oh
cup of
yeah.
coffee. And then my other tip My other tip is like, so I was driving around picking, I was staying busy. So I think that's how, and it was really lovely to drink bone broth. I have to say, I got some bone broth and I was just like sipping it. And I feel like I want to add that to my routine. I don't know if I can, wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and have bone broth.
Do it on the days where you feel like your immunity is down because you're not going to want to eat a lot anyway. And it
Yeah.
really, all the stuff in there makes you feel so much healthier when you're not feeling so great. And flu season's upon you. So stock up.
Yeah, I think that I liked that's one thing that I liked. The other thing was like I was driving around, staying busy, running errands, picking up kids, and I was listening to I liked listening to the Amy Poehler podcast, Good Hang, and she had Ina Garten on it,
Mhm.
which if you're hungry, do not listen to podcasts with Ina. I mean, but first of all, she is so lovely. Like I mean, talk
Mhm.
about somebody who enjoys food. She just like enjoys life. But she
Yeah.
also, I thought this was really great and just like a good reminder that she makes a decision. She makes a decision to be happy. She isn't just naturally happy all the time. And she knows that shit's happening in the world. She knows that
Yes.
they're less than perfect and there are things that she can control and things that she can't, but she chooses to like laugh and to enjoy life and, you know, have the martini. Like, yeah.
Well, I think so do you, Kelly. And I think so do I. I mean, I think there has been, my family that's known me long before you and I met, was not always like this. I mean, things get really hard and you don't know how to handle them and you feel alone a lot of the time. And people tell you like things that are just like, I would never, that's not even a solution. Like, why am I even listening to you? Like, and then you get more frustrated. But then, yeah, you just sort of get to a point in your life where you trust yourself and you don't need that validation from, you're just like, I'm going to do this. And if I fuck up, like, I just keep swearing this week, then it's no big deal. So we're at the top of the hour, love. Do you want to do our
Oh,
rose and
oh,
thorns? Or do you want to talk
I'll
about
tell you,
anything else?
I'm gonna throw this into my rose because so I recently, I don't know if we were talking about this particular show last week, but I watched a Christmas movie. I watched the new Champagne Problems on Netflix.
Cute.
It was so cute. I'm not really a big, I think I started getting into, because I don't have Hallmark because we don't have cable. Like we have all the streaming stuff. So I haven't really been a huge Hallmark Christmas movie person, but the fact that Netflix is starting to bring stuff on and Lindsay Lohan had some movies and whatnot. But this was cute because it was so much about Champagne and the Champagne region and Paris and
Oh, cute.
Christmas and everything. So I watched it with Marielle and she loved it too. She like downloaded it. She's like, I'm gonna watch it. But it was so cute. I
Did
hope
you do your homework? Did you watch Bridesmaids?
I started watching it and that's when I was doing my laundry. But then she came in and she's and I'm like, no, we can't watch like John Hamm.
I forgot about so many things. I forgot about Rebel Wilson,
She-
who is hilarious.
She's like, I got this free tattoo.
And it's like peeling off her body. And I mean, that was like it has to be early in her career. I was
Yeah,
dying.
yeah.
She was so funny. And then Terry, the workout instructor from America's Got Talent, Terry
Um,
Crews.
yeah, yeah.
He's so
He's
he's
like he's
so
doing the
great.
outdoor workouts and they're like
Freeloading
yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Oh my God. Those two right out of the gate, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot this. But Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph are freaking hilarious.
So funny.
I literally was crying, laughing out loud again. It just had been ages, and I think it went off my Netflix yesterday. So I'm glad I got it in.
Yeah.
It's a good laugh, girls.
It
It's
is
a
a
good
good
laugh.
it was what 2004? How old? That's like 2011? I don't know, but it's good stuff.
Oh my God. When she's in first class with her glasses on, he's like, ma'am, you need to leave. She's like, it's not me.
Like, There's a colonial woman on the.
Oh, it's such a good laugh. I mean,
Yeah.
especially for the women in our generation, I do just have your girls over, have some champagne, and just giggle.
Yeah.
Okay, so your thorn.
Oh my gosh. I have some thorns, but Mike can cut this out and not put it on the podcast, and you and I are going to talk to afterwards.
Oh my God, can I call you after this? I need to know.
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's
I
see.
wanna-
What were my
I feel like right now I love how early in the stages this podcast is, but I don't need incriminating things about me. And
no.
I also don't want to put like people on blast in the middle of the podcast. So,
No, I mean the shout outs to people who we've spent time with over the years that we don't care that their names are out there, like Sandra Salvo. I hope you listen to this. I miss you dearly. She's my best friend when I was 16. We used to drive around in a big old pickup truck and just cause
oh,
menace. He was a big ski buddy of mine. In fact, I think Mikey skied with them once. Um, so, okay, roses and thorns. I mean, I think my rose is that I did two back-to-back Thanksgiving parties Wednesday, Thursday, which I don't have the stamina for anymore. Um, so that was really good. And the second one was really interesting because we went around the table and did like our gratitudes. There was a bunch of people who had never done Thanksgiving before, and one woman, when she was saying her gratitudes, like she came to tears, and it was really quite
oh,
lovely. It was very not like, oh, I'm happy you're crying, but like it was just she was grateful, and so she shed some tears. So that. I think my thorn is that I'm just now behind the eight ball on Christmas, big time. I mean, I come home next Friday. I know. Isn't that crazy? Are we going to do our podcast in person together?
Kid.
I want to we'll sit in your house.
Okay.
I'll look so cute.
Yeah,
I'll like finally
cozy
get
on the
ready.
couch. We'll put the fire
Okay.
on. We'll have like the
Yes.
fire on back there.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited. We can do it any time of the day now because we're all in the same time zone. All right. So we'll do that. More to come, ladies. And thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you in the future about all of our Christmas shopping and all of, the characters in our family. Kel?
I think that's it. Thanks for listening, mamas. Hope you have a drama-free week and chat with you next time. Bye.
Yeah, keep it real. Bye.